In today's episode of ReTech Insights, Gary Sainer, Senior Information Solutions Manager, and John Lorenc, Director of Product Management at ReTech, give an update on unique device identification in South Korea, covering legislation, timing, and what to know about UDI data attributes.
If you look at South Korea, again, the time frame is roughly the same as what we talked about in China. They put some legislation and regulation in place. Policy is a little bit different. They do make use of GS1, but there is this interaction with the device registration database that's already in place. So if you're currently selling in South Korea, you'll have some information pre-loaded and part of that particular registration process. So there's a step one of getting that data downloaded. Some of the fields are populated from that particular database, and then you add information to that spreadsheet regarding UDI fields, and then upload that completed spreadsheet back to the web interface, and then use a database for editing. So they're kind of starting off in a manual mode. We're looking at some machine-to-machine API connections there. The other thing that's noteworthy in South Korea is that they do include the track and trace requirements. So there's some reporting, appears to be monthly. Once that gets up and rolling, that could be significant type of transactions. And again, I skipped over that first bullet, but again, there's only a production environment at this point that John had alluded to earlier. The timing is shown down below for the class 4, 3, 2s, and 1s, starting back in 2019. So we just passed the July deadline for class 3s, and then looking forward to 2021, 2022. Hopefully they will have, again, full support for the machine-to-machine at some point in time here in the near future, and that would be able to accommodate some of these higher volume devices in the class 2 area and class 1 area. We'll leave this for homework, 40 total attributes. And again, some are very similar to the FDA, but in this case, most of them are not. They're unique to South Korea. So you can take a look at that. A quick summary of the ReTech solution. So what we have seen, and this was illustrated again today with China and South Korea, a number of regulatory bodies around the world. And that also includes not only US, Europe, China, and so on, but then in parallel, there are customer requirements. Big example there is the National Health Service of England that are asking for data to be in UDI. Eventually, you'll see requirements for downstream users, track and trace, and other type of entities requiring data. And we have been keeping a close eye on all those three fronts and see a trend that the data collection is complex. Data sets are quite different. The business rules are not uniform, and they're very subtle. So what looks like the same field is not the same field when you get into the details. It's really tough to work through all the submission methods. There's not a uniform gateway, and there's many different points that need to be connected. So knowing all that, ReTech has put together this single source for medical device solution. And John, do you just want to touch quickly on the main functions here of how we work as basically the data hub that acts as a conduit for the medical device manufacturer and then distributes the data out to various channels?
Yeah. So essentially, as you said, we single platform where we're able to receive global UDI data spanning multiple health authorities in a standard that the single source application supports. And within the application, we're able to load, merge, aggregate that information, validate it according to the particular health authority channel business rules, and then further manage the submission process to those health authority databases. The application can be used from actual users, working through the applications and logging into the user interface and using user interface functionality. We also have the ability to serve more as a connector to manufacturers who may want to call these capabilities via APIs, still leverage everything we have here, but have more of a serving single source as an automated connector to these databases.